A recent study suggests young people can be 3 years ahead of adults in detecting new trends, but are often underutilised, not respected and overlooked in the workforce. With trends changing all the time, New Zealand organisations are being urged to tap into their younger workforce to unleash creativity and change. Previously Unavailable founder James Hurman is here to tell us why it works and how to make it happen. James, good morning.
Good morning.
I suppose one of the reasons that it often doesn't work, that big workplaces often ignore what the people who are just starting out in the business have to say and have to think, is that it's just easier it's easier just to get on with the work patterns you've already got in place.
Exactly. And the business world has always been the same. You know, the young people in the business are the apprentices and the interns there to kind of learn, and the older people are the people who are making the decisions and leading the way. And that's something that's just, I guess that's always been the case.
Times are changing more faster now than they used to, though, aren't they?
Yeah, very much
so. Those time frames should change as well. And what you're saying is people really should be listening to those younger workers.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. I mean, I don't know about you, but my observation certainly of dealing with people who are in their late teens or early 20s today is that they're somehow a lot cleverer than we were when we were at the same age. And I think that's probably a factor of a few things, but one of the main things is they've grown up in this digital world that we live in now. You know, they're natives to that. And anyone who's over about 35, they haven't spent most of their lives in that world. And so, you know, we see big companies spending all sorts of money and all sorts of time and effort educating their leadership teams on this new digital age. And they'll spend tons of money on research and all sorts of time and energy.
And then those people will turn around and try and educate the younger people who actually live it.
Well, actually, they spend all that money and time and energy to get half as much of an understanding as your average 18-year-old has of the world that we live in today.
There's also something to be said for just the enthusiasm and the foresight of youth in an organisation.
That's right.
Because very often you're dealing with people who they know, you know, at the top of the business, they're only going to be around for another few years.
That's right.
You know, this is the way it's always been done. This is how we're going to do it. We'll think about change long and hard.
Yeah.
Whereas you've got young people who are more enthusiastic and who just know more.
Absolutely. I mean, and they're not encumbered by the politics and the operational realities of running a business. And I think the people who have made it to the top are people who have years of experience dealing with those politics and those operational, commercial sort of aspects.
Who probably care too much about the wrong things.
Yeah,
maybe.
Absolutely. And the youngest people coming in, all they really care about is the quality of the product.
Okay, so how do you turn a business around? Because this is fundamental in the way a business is run.
It is, that's right. Well, I mean, there's a number of ways, but if you look at even in your industry, the media industry, one of the biggest media companies that's growing at the highest rate is Vice Media, which was the sort of provocative teen magazine out of Canada that's now a massive global
I've nodded,
media.
I don't know what it is.
It's a massive global media empire. They are bigger than the New York Times, higher market capitalisation and profit than New York Times. So this is a very big media organisation that is largely online. They only employ people that are under 35. So they only employ millennials to make a difference in a world that only millennials really understand.
All right, so the takeout message for people who are listening and watching this program right now in business is just listen to younger people. When one of them comes to you and says, listen, have you ever thought of this? Just stop and listen.
Absolutely. I think big companies should put an advisory board together of people that are in their late teens and early 20s and use them to challenge.
Fantastic. James, thank you so much for joining us. James Hurman there, founder of Previously Unavailable. And that's it for